welcome back to Journals by JDS. I wanted to give you the completed version of my November Dollar Store Christmas Junk Journal Challenge in the Dear Julie Facebook group. I do have other videos as I was going along through my process, but I wanted to go ahead and show you everything as it is complete. Being the week of Thanksgiving, I know I'm probably not going to have enough time or any more time to put into this, so I'm going to go ahead and call it complete. So the challenge was to use 15 items from the dollar store, Dollar Tree, Dollar Spot, that type of thing, or things that you have previously purchased from the dollar store. So you had up to 15 items that you could use. So to start off, it is a soft cover journal. The front is a, you can hear that it's a bit festive. The front of it, sorry about that, I'm on a piece of paper here. The front of it is a towel from the dollar store that I have modified. When I folded it in half, it would have put it about here. So I was able to take some of it off of this end and put it onto this end, and that is what the ribbon is. But to me, it kind of made it look like a gift or a gift wrapped book. It's one signature. I used red embroidery floss to close it. So let's get along with the flip through. So the front is kind of sparkly. I went with like red, green, gold as my main kind of colors for this. There's a piece of ribbon glued to the front here. This was sewn together. The inside is packaging from, they're called loot bags. And I cut them apart and I was able to make them work here. This pocket is from a gift bag. It's actually the side gusset parts of that. And I was able to put that here. And then I used, this is called foil tape. And I thought it kind of made it look like a gift wrapped package, which is kind of cool. And I actually had to cover up a seam, which is why I originally did it, but it ended up working out in my favor. A couple pieces of ephemera here. This is just a little pouch here. I think I was watching Natasha from Treasure Books when I made this. Not to say that she's the only one that has ever done this. This is just who I was watching when I made it. I believe that's who it was. This was just a little flip book of scrap papers using the leftovers from my kit, from my 15 piece of chipboard from the back of the paper that I used. And this is some wrapping paper, and every other page is a little wrapping paper and a coffee dyed paper. Little piece of gold trim. And then this is a small, could be a journaling card. This is one of those paper key tags, like if you get a new car, they put them right on there. Or you can buy them at the dollar store. But this was part of gift packaging and it had a hole in it, so I just used the hole to my advantage. I hung I used glitter paint on this, or glitter glue. Looked like an ornament to me. And then decorated the front of this. There's a pocket here with a tag, a journaling tag. And then this flips up for some journaling spot underneath here. So just have those tucked into the front here. This is a pretty sizable pocket, so there's plenty of room for stuff. This was wrapping paper that I backed with, let me get you straightened out here, that I backed with coffee dyed paper. And some of the pages I added some ruffles and edging. This is from the loot bag. These were punched out bits from the wrapping paper, and I used red thread and made them look like dangling ornaments. And so you can see the thread on the back side. I'm sorry if it's shaking. I literally am using a selfie stick propped up between my table and chair in my kitchen because that is my filming station at the moment. This was the bottom side of a gift bag that I thought was kind of cool. And it looked like a present. This is just a kind of collaged piece. There's a piece of doily on top of some foil tape and then some embroidery thread. And let's see, this was kind of this was the front of another gift bag. I had two gift bags. Hopefully the lighting is okay here for you guys. I've got some really nice natural lighting coming in from over here, but it's kind of at an angle. And then I do have an overhead light on to help. Definitely not this, since I'm so new to YouTube, I don't really have a perfect setup yet, an ideal setup, but I figured something is better than nothing, especially because I'm using this to kind of serve as an archive for projects that I have done. So really, I just wanted to be able to remember what I have, and I want to be able to share this with you guys. So apologize for the lighting if it's not to your liking. On the back side, this is a little piece of scrap packaging from my packaging. This is a little piece of gold ribbon. This is also the ribbon. I bought two spools of ribbon, and one was gold and one was this one with trees on it. So I thought it was a nice journaling card. I tried really hard not to cut off any of the reindeer pieces. Like I think I just barely got his nose here, but in order to get certain things to work the way I needed them to, that was what was going to have to happen. So that's a pocket there. Some more tea stained or coffee stained paper. This was that gift bag like I showed you, but this was the journaling card that I made. This is the entire thing. This is the key ring from that paper key tag. And then I bought some bell garland. So I attached it to the key ring and made it basically like an altered paper clip is what I would like to call it. Adds a little bit of bling, some ring bling. This was the gusset side of a gift bag, one of the two. This kind of made it kind of looks more like a door, but the idea was supposed to look like a package. And you would untie it and open it. And when you turn it around, it's actually some additional writing paper that it may have been upside down. Like you can really tell. Okay, yeah, you can't tell it's upside down. But this was a strip of some coffee dyed paper that I made. We were allowed to hand dye some papers as long as the papers were purchased from dollar store. I'll tie that up later, but I had it kind of tucked in the pocket or in a side pouch tuck here. More coffee stained paper. I used some of the foil tape to make a tab. Coffee stained doily that I got from the dollar store. This was another gift bag. This is the sparkly side of it. The other side didn't have sparkles and glitter, but I did add some. But I backed it with some more coffee stained paper. This was so this round portion, I don't know if you can see it well, but the round portion was actually from some tags that I had bought, some sticker tags. This is the negative of it, so I pulled the sticker out and then it left a negative portion. So I just put the picture of the red truck loot bag behind there. This is a paper ruffle from some of my scraps that I had. This is let me take this off really quick and then I'll go back and show you. This is just a flip out pocket that I made out of the wrapping paper, and I did a small collage here using some of the scraps. This is that oval that I was talking about on this page. It's the oval sticker that came out of here. But this is a pouch, and this journal has a lot of space for writing. I used some of the foil tape and then put a doily over it. I liked the effect that gave, and then a tab, and then I used some of the foil here as well, and just made a small little journaling card. I guess it's not really small. Oh, this was, again, one of the key rings from the paper tags, but then I basically made another ornament out of the wrapping paper. But we were allowed to use 4 additional items. So basically, when I was binding this, we were allowed to use a pokey tool and 4 clips to hold while we were binding our journals, and then in addition, whatever binding string or twine we wanted to use. So mine was the red embroidery floss, and then I actually made these paper clips out of bangled bracelets that I had, similar, not this one, but just a wire bangle bracelet. Using some jewelry making tools. I had made them a couple weeks ago. I saw them again on Treasure Books, and I was like, wait a minute, I could make these because they're so cute. So I attached it to that, and it just slides on like a paper clip. Some more coffee stained paper, another loot bag tab. Oops, there's a little piece of extra there. Doily, this is the center, and I took 2 little hole punched things and glued them onto the embroidery floss and use them as little tabs at the bottom of the string for the center of the signature. Another foil tab. This is a red ribbon tab. This is a gold foil tab. It's just tape, gold foil tape. Let's see, let me come at a different angle here. This one, let's see. This is another spiral paper clip that I made. It has a bell on it, and it's a little bit bigger. This one I took I think this was the whole bracelet, whereas the smaller one I had cut in half and made 2 spirals out of. So that's what that was. So there's some bells hanging off the edge. Oh, I just stubbed my toe. This, again, the ornament type tag. This is an ornament or a tag that came with the gift bag where you would write like to or from. Oops, sorry about that. And it is just the same thing, another little flip spot with some extra writing. for that. I had that clipped in here. Get that back in there. And then some decorative stitching on, this was green, like adhesive glitter paper that I cut a strip off and put it on the edge. This is the other side of that gift bag. I actually took some of the glitter glue and I decorated the white and the red here. I don't know if you can really see it, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Let me see if I can get the light to catch it. You might see it a little bit there. It's very subtle. It's nothing like the glitter part that came with the gift bag on the other side. This was ribbon. In hindsight, I wish I would have done it in red, but I didn't see the red one, but this is the handle, one of the gift bag handles. And obviously we're going on the back side. We've been on the back side of the journal. So these are just the other sides of the coffee dyed paper. This is a doily that I just used to decorate the edge. The other gusseted side of the gift bag tag paper. This is a corner hug. I think I got this idea from Pink Oddbird. I think it's April is her name. I'm sorry if I can't remember it off the top of my head. Again, I'm sure there are plenty of people that do all of these things or similar things. I'm just telling you who I watched when I was making this, who I actually got the direct inspiration from. So it's a corner hug. Let me rearrange my positioning. Oops, how did I have this? Oh, it was a backside one. There we go. So I got that on there. And then some more gold ribbon on this side. And so this is the end of the signature. This is the back side. There is a pocket. And in the pocket, I made another little scrap flip here and just sewed it down the middle. And in the center, there's two little pockets for the center one, for the center of the signature. And then again, just some blank space to write there. So those two paper clips that I showed you, the altered paper clips, were the ones that I made and I used to bind the journal. I also used these two large clothespin type things. They're black. I want to say they might be chalk painted. I didn't paint them, but I did add some glitter glue, green here on the tree, some silver on the snowflakes, and a dot of gold. So very, very minimal, but I thought it just kind of brought the clip out a little. So this one, same thing, green with a little bit of red. It says Be Merry. The other one obviously just has the tree. I haven't quite figured out because they're a little more bulky in the book than I had planned on them being, but I still think they're pretty cool and I use them to bind the journal, so they are allowed to be part of my journal. I didn't know if maybe one of the ways it can be used is to, whoops, that didn't go well at all, did it? It's because I'm reaching around. I'm reaching around this. I'm like hugging the selfie stick to get to these things. But it could be used to close the journal if necessary. I don't know if I love that idea or if anybody else would. But again, I know that I'm not going to have a lot of time to work on this between now and when the challenge is completed. So I thought I would just show you what I had. Here's a profile of the bling. I can hold it this way. It might hold up better. The more videos I make, the better I'll be, you guys. I'm sorry for my shoddy work. But anyways, I've got 3 dangles here. I was talking to my daughter, and I really originally had 1 bell. And she goes, Mom, you need 2 bells. I was like, okay. So I added a second bell. Here's the third one, or the third book charm. So that is my completed flip through. I hope that you like it. I hope you found some sort of inspiration. This is the second challenge ever that I have completed. Oop, my little book hug fell out. That I've ever completed, and it was a lot of fun. It's my first Christmas journal that I've ever made. So again, that was a lot of fun. It was definitely challenging I learned with these challenges, like especially the ones where they're restrictive, having the 15 items, like you're like, oh, finding 15 items maybe isn't necessarily the hardest part, but then when you get your items, you're like, oh, I need paper, I need a cover, I need to make embellishments, and you're like, okay, now I need to rethink the types of items that I would put in my journal on a limited, count basis or dollar basis. So I'm glad that I did buy paper. I'm glad that I did buy, because I bought the paper pads. I bought 2 different paper pads, actually. I bought a drawing pad and then like a multimedia type of pad. But again, they're from the dollar store, so they're definitely not the highest of quality. So I don't know if they would withstand, some watercolor. But I did have a lot of fun doing this, and I was challenged, and I can't wait to start December's challenge. I will link the group down below. That way, if anybody is interested in joining the challenge, you're more than welcome to. She has done a challenge every month, as far as I know, for quite a while, at least for a year, probably longer. I'm newer to the junk journal community, so really, this is kind of my first year since I've found junk journaling to actually like getting on and sharing and being a part of the community in a way other than just being a spectator. So anyways, thank you so much. You guys, hope you have a great holiday week if you're watching this. It's Thanksgiving week of 2019, and we'll chat soon. Bye-bye.